One day she came to me, she's like, working out had actually helped her, I don't want to say that word.
Whoa.
In her intimate life?
Oh, in her intimate life, thank you.
Hey everyone, we're coaches from Move Damansara Heights. I'm Matthew.
Hi, I'm Amelia.
And this is John.
So today we'll be talking about unique client goals out of your ordinary goals like strength and body composition. So we'll be going through a few questions that was prepared for us. So let's start with the first question. What are some of the most unique, unexpected or interesting fitness goals you've encountered with your clients, and how have these goals influenced your coaching approach?
I'll go first. So I think I have two clients to share. So the first one is a little bit more serious. So he actually broke up with his long-term girlfriend and wanted to regain his sense of self back. So he wasn't sure what he wanted. But then only later on I found out that it was a psychological reason. He wanted to gain his self-esteem again. Flash forward to today, he's still working out, and then he's more confident than ever. So it wasn't a body goal or whatever. It's more like he was trying to treat his mind, I think. And yeah, the other one more interesting was she came to me and shared that the first thing she said that she wanted to get pregnant. Then I'm like, oh, then why are you here? You know, why are you here? So okay, then she shared a little bit more. The doctor said that it's due to health complications and all that. So how I think fitness has helped her. It didn't get her pregnant, obviously, but I think that through exercise, she's able to regulate herself better, maybe less stress, and then eventually she may be able to get there. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I've encountered a client that wants to compete in mixed martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I have to educate myself a little bit about martial arts and what kind of performance or what kind of workout they have to do, so they can be good in performing their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, so I think I have one more. So it was a couple where the wife was very keen and she had her goals and everything, but the husband has no goal. So I assume his goal was to show up to, please the wife. His goal was basically, make his wife happy like they're doing something together. What was funny was that when they start training, it's like the wife was so excited at first, and the husband always like a bit grumpy, like, oh shit, why am I here, kind of thing. But after a while, he got stronger than the wife a lot faster. Then he got super excited about it, and then suddenly he started having goals like, hey, after how many months can I live a certain weight? And then he suddenly started asking me about more like diet advice. He became more into it than his wife lah. And suddenly he set his own goals, and yeah, it was really nice lah, because initially he came for his wife, and then suddenly towards the end it seemed like it was more for him than the wife. So that was good. How that changed my coaching approach was that I used to think when you get into fitness, you should have a good reason to do it. You should do it for yourself. You should have a proper goal. It has to be a meaningful goal. But after that day, I thought about it. It's like, hey man, I think any goal you have, you want to impress a girl, you want to you just want to look handsome or whatever, all these superficial goals, I think it's fine as long as it gets you into training. Then after that, you go from there, you fall in love with the process, and then you have a better life.
I 100% agree that the meaningful goal is the one that matters to you. Okay, don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah, I think so too.
Agree. Second question. How do you help clients identify and articulate their personal fitness goals beyond just losing weight or gaining muscle?
I get them to envision their future self and get them to describe what does that look like to me. And usually it's not just, let's say 60 kilo and size something. It's more than that. They always tell me that they're happier. It's always emotion based. So once I get to understand that, then I will be able to craft and personalize their training plan better. So aside from that, I also always try to emphasize on focus on the emphasis on how they feel when they achieve their results.
Trying to get them to envision how do they feel when they reach the end of the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
And then maybe that can be achieved
Yeah. There are so many ways, but they may think that there's only one way. Sometimes there are like plenty of ways. Like for example, the thing I shared, self-esteem. There's so many other ways to achieve it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Amelia?
I think usually for me, I ask them, obviously, their goals. So if they want to lose fat and gain muscle, I would dive right into it. Like, why do you want to lose fat and gain muscle? What makes you want to have that? Like, what influenced you that you want to gain muscle now? Like, is it because of social media? Is it whatever reason it is? Is it because you want to live longer for your family or like move better for your kids? So for that on, I can actually see where they're coming from, and I can tailor a workout for them as well. Like whatever suits them. Yeah. What suits them better.
So you get them to talk about like just a normal goal.
Yeah.
And after that, as you get to know them, you understand more about
Yeah.
them. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Actually, this has worked for me a lot. Every time I get onto, even before they're a client, they're just inquiring. On a call, I just ask, like, I'm not sure whether it's a question or maybe it's just the tone of my voice, maybe it's very good. But it's just like, I ask, okay, so you inquired about personal training. At what point, like, did you decide that, hey, I want to submit this form, hey, I want help with this area of my life, and just goes from there. And usually, most of the time, they'll actually share why they want it. And it's very, oftentimes it's not like, oh, because I genuinely want to lose 5 kg, I want to fit in a dress and years before, and it would be more usually either with kids or like you said, like a feeling well. Yeah. So that has worked for me really well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Question number 3. How do you address and overcome challenges when clients struggle to see how fitness can enhance other aspects of their life, such as their mental health, productivity, or social connections? This question a bit tough, we have to pause for a while. So instead of answering it, maybe you could just talk about it. Yeah. I think we all have clients or we see people, they're stagnant in their progress, maybe weight is not moving or they're not getting any stronger. Then they start to see, the significance of fitness is less lah. So how would you address this?
It is a very tough question, and I think that if the initial phase of trying to acquire what they want to achieve is not solid enough, then you will run yourself down into this rabbit hole. Like, okay, skill doesn't go down, or shit, I failed, If you were able to like extract more information or the emotional goal that they were trying to achieve, then this makes things easier. So what I like to do is I like to ask the right questions. And aside from that, asking the right questions is, for example, I would like to, instead of seeing the scale go down, I like to ask them, hey, nowadays, does your husband notice anything different about you, your boss, your friends? Strike out conversations like this. And when I do that often enough, they start being very observant of their surroundings. And when they're very observant, then they start to connect things like how the fitness sort of impacts other areas of their life aside from just the skill. So most of the time they share with me that they look more glowy, vibrant, more energetic, confident for some. And I think this kind of, when you want to address this challenge, it's not something that can happen overnight. Something that you have to repeatedly drill into the client's mindset. So for example, if they are like, once they struggle with the exercise, then the next time they perform it so well, acknowledge it. Remind them that, you see, last time you cannot, then now you can. What about your life? If you do this, that just something they do bad, eventually you'll be better at it. So there's the connection that a lot of people fail to see. Practice makes progress lah, basically.
Right, and I guess, and you being a coach is
correct.
to highlight these moments.
Yeah, that's why we want to promote like longevity and a long-term relationship, so that we are able to get there. If I have like one session, there's no way I can communicate or address this challenge. Impossible. Yeah.
That's a really good answer, man. Like,
thanks, man.
Yeah, for myself, can't top that, because honestly, I'm gonna say that I haven't had to, or I haven't addressed concerns like this. At least for the current people the current clients I'm having now, I never really struggle with this, but I think that's because like like you said, right, the conversations I have with them is always talking about life. So eventually they also realize lah. But of course earlier on, maybe got this kind of struggle, then the client just don't renew lah at the start of the career. But when I read this question, right, actually, I feel I'm seeing myself in this. Like, I feel like when I first started as a PT, as a personal trainer, I struggle with this. I struggle to see that, my client is not moving in weight, is not losing weight, not gaining muscle, or, the strength is being stagnant. Then I'm the one who feels like a struggle, like, am I doing the right thing? Feel insecure as a coach. Yeah, and in fact, this is the other way around. Like in your case, you help the client realize, right? But in my case, some of my earlier clients, they help me realize. They're the one who tell me that, hey man, actually during this journey with you, I realized that, fitness is not like a 3-month thing, it's a long journey. And despite all, even though this past few months has been stagnant, I compare myself with the start, I'm so much stronger, I feel a lot better. It's like seeing you first thing in the morning, I just like, it's like a victory lah, and every day just goes better after the workout. Then I was like, whoa, okay, thanks for that. And I think after hearing a few of my clients tell me that, then that helped me really understand, like, fitness is way more than just like, hitting PRs or losing weight, looking better. It's really about like how you have a better quality of life.
So that's why getting feedback is so important, right? Because everyone have a different idea of what fitness can do.
Right.
If you stay too cooped up into your own perception, then you will drown in it. So for me, it's like the clients are the one that actually tell me. Although I ask the questions, but if they didn't respond or didn't think in a way which is a totally different perspective from mine, I wouldn't know as well. One of the reasons why that I knew to ask these questions was because I struggle with it.
Right.
Do you set like a realistic goal expectation with your clients too, and tell them like consistency is like everything? Not set up.
What is realistic, right? So realistic can be something that is very possible. Say I want to lose 1 kilo in a month, but for some people, they won't take no for an answer. So again, I will take multiple exposure with them to try to convince them otherwise. So I'm not trying to brainwash them or anything, because some people are so set in their ways that they need a dose of reality to finally realize the truth. And if you just first time you meet them, you just talk like that, there's no way they're going to listen to you. They don't know who you are, right? But take some time, build some trust, and show the evidence, show the reality of it. Then the buyer will be stronger lah.
Next question number 4. In what ways do you help your clients integrate fitness into their busy lives? What strategies would you recommend for maintaining consistency and motivation?
I'll recommend them home workout, or I'll get to know about their schedule and see what I can work with them, or like find a program that can fit into their tight schedule.
How do you try to like motivate them to do it, or make sure that they actually do it?
We'll have a check-in, communication, and then there's trust. I think that's all I can do. And then most of it depending on them.
Okay. So giving them enough respect and treat them like an adult, that they will keep their word.
Yes.
I understand. The first thing I'll do is I'll understand my client's training preference. Like we're talking about maintaining consistency and motivation, right? So I understand my client's training preference. I 100% disagree that a trainer should have one style. The drill sergeant or the gentle Mr. Nice Guy. I absolutely disagree that you should have one mode. I believe that your clients have different personalities and different preferences, and you should try your best to match that using your own style. And aside from that, we still have some outliers that like are not consistent and all that. I would do my best to try to get them to understand why they do what they're doing. I found that throughout my life, a lot of things that I wasn't consistent at or wasn't good at, is because I failed to understand what was the purpose of the task. So I see an improvement in consistency when people understood why they are doing this.
Some strategies that I use to help them integrate fitness into their lifestyle is like 3 things. 1, if you have a strong enough goal. And 2, it's easy to do, like it's something simple, it's something fun. And 3, if there's a community around this. And I only realized the second 2 much later on, because I realized when I started working, my main goal in life wasn't to get fit anymore, it's like to earn money. And suddenly I reached a point of life where I literally stopped working out. And the only time I work out is like, if my girlfriend asks me to work out, if my colleagues ask me to work out, or suddenly I'm so happen at a gym and I'm like, okay, walk in, do a quick 20-minute workout kind of thing. So that made me realize these other 2 things. And goals that you set, having a meaningful goal is good enough. Sometimes that's good enough for clients to, I have a meaningful goal to lose weight and everything for my kids and everything. But, sometimes people just don't have a goal, or sometimes life gets in the way. So what I've been finding really helpful is focus on maybe the other 2 things, like make it so simple that it's so easy to do it every day. Like things like maybe hopping on a bike. Most of them have a condo gym or has like a treadmill or bicycle at home. Hop on it. What's your favorite Korean drama? Pair exercise with something that's enjoyable to you, so you actually look forward to it at the end of the day. Number 2, community. Like maybe do it with your kid. Like one of my clients, she's been so busy every day, never getting a time to work out. But then I told her, your kid dances, right? Why don't you just dance with your kid? Yeah, and then suddenly it started off as dancing, and now she's skipping rope with her kid. And then sometimes they even challenge go on the treadmill together with her kid, like who can do the most time. So I think those 2 strategies, keeping it easy, keeping it fun, and also building a community around fitness, I think that really helps amongst a busy schedule. Yeah. So last question, can you share a memorable success story where fitness has significantly improved someone's life in an unexpected way?
I can. Yeah, so one of my client, he came in with a knee pain. Cannot like squat down or anything without feeling pain. Yeah, he was very upset about it. Then just fast forward, he's much better now. Yeah, he can squat properly. And then he told me that one day, while he was playing with his nieces and nephew, he just automatically squat down and played with them. He didn't even notice that he was actually squatting for like a full 30 minutes. He was very amazed about that. So what's funny about it was that his nieces and nephew, because of the height difference, right? They always get to see him very far away. So now he's much closer. Then the nieces and nephews say, "Oh, uncle, you got a lot of those hair." So yeah lah. That was a bit random, but yeah, he shared that story with me.
So I have this girl. She's pretty slim, skinny, and she wants to come in and build her curve. Because she wants to look good in her dress. She wants to be confident. And one day she came to me. She's like, I actually feel strong in certain area. She had said that working out had helped her with her intimate life.
Right.
Yeah, so they've been really happy.
Nice. So does she still do the curves though?
The husband loves the curve. Yeah.
How did it help her in her intimate life?
I could ask the husband, not me. But the endurance, definitely.
Endurance.
The endurance, yeah. And strength.
So just to wrap this up, let's end with like one thing each of us took away from this conversation. Emilia?
Stay consistent, be more patient, the curve will come. Alright?
Curves will come,
The
guys.
curves will come.
The curves will come.
Yeah.
How about mine? The nose hair will come. So for me, aside from just the weight on the scale or the weight on the bar, you want to look at everything outside the gym as well. So be observant and take note of everything that's going around you and see what improves, especially when you start your fitness journey.
My takeaway is get into fitness through a body composition strength. Stay for the other gates. So alright guys, that's all. You know where to find us. Move Damansara Heights. See y'all.
Bye.